had a snack. So I probably won't get hungry. Hangry. I won't get hungry. Probably won't get angry. It's the same thing, really, probably. I don't know. I don't know. I just work here, you know? I just work here. Alright. Welcome back, Snack Mouth. Thank you. Thank you so much. So while I was on a little break, I saw that Little Simsy is live now. I love Little Simsy. She's one of my comfort YouTubers. And it is the month of May. It is the month of May, which means that she is doing a month-long charity stream for St. Jude. She does it every year. I donated last night, but if she is still alive when we hopefully finish this game, we're gonna raid Simsy. Yes, and I encourage all of you to donate, please, because St. Jude is an awesome charity, and she's really doing something there. So if she is still alive, we're gonna raid her, even though she super doesn't need my raid. She's got like 6K people watching her now, but it's fine. I don't care. Whatever I can do to help charity, I'm all for. Okay, PSA over. Let's game. Let's game. What we got package. Do you think it's a Dirk Warhard novel? No. Okay. Hello. This is Maybelline Acre. I recently received a package mailed to me from this address. The package contained my old pins and pin cushion. While I appreciate that you were likely attempting to return my pin cushion to me, I got rid of it specifically because sewing is ruining my life. For a minute, I learned how to sew. I was unable to stop, or from the minute, sorry. From morning until midnight, nothing but sewing. I abandoned my friends and family. I tore my life to the ground to do nothing but sew and sew and sew. I've never known anything so viciously, violently addictive in my entire life. It will ruin me. Take it back, and never send it to me again. I've not the strength in my heart to bear such an implement of unmitigated chaos. I'll take it. Story time. My grandma loved to sew. And she had a pincushion that kind of looked similar to that, but I made one. I'm not good at sewing. I would like to make that perfectly clear. Not good at it. She tried her very dang best to teach me. I'm not good at it. But I did make her a pincushion. Did I sew it? A little. Did I mostly just tie a string around it? Yes. But I did it. Hey, Boro. Hey, guess what? Nana's back. Oh, the competition has returned. Time to be updating the Wanderstop business model. Liquidity ratio. All right. Capital structure optimization. Yes, I'm fully up to date on my business phrases. How come she's the only person who's returned since the clearing changed? Well, Nana and I share a certain connection. Oh. We are both a very particular kind of person. We are connected to this place, to the forest. Been here quite a long time, both of us. So for the two of us, the movement of the forest works a little differently. We are not quite so stuck in it. Okay. Why didn't you tell me you knew her? Miss Alta did not ask. Besides, Boro is knowing many people who come and go here all the time. Just a sort of leaf on the breeze, I am. One amongst many. Anyway, I wish the best of luck to our returning business competitor. Frankly, Boro thinks her shop is so adorable that I'm not minding it. But we will see how I feel about that if she really does run us out of business. Pluffin. Hey. Give me that. Give me that. Silly goose. Boro. Apparently, the kid is drawing weird pictures on the floors of the shop now. Is that okay? Boro feels this is a moment for Miss Alta to make an authoritative decision. What do you say? Is drawing on the floors of the shop permitted? Yes. So it is decided. A stunning triumph of managerial decision-making from shop director Alta. Cleanliness is next to managerliness, you know? Drawings from wall to wall. It is being the dawn of a new era for Wanderstop. Aren't you worried about another situation when you left out colored markers for people? Ah, yes. You remember well. I'll tell you what. If the drawings become too unruly, you can simply sweep them away with your broom. I will leave it to your discretion, Shop Director Alta. Thank you. Is this the entropy one? Kind of looks like an anglerfish a little. Oh, tea's dead. I get confused every time. I must gather seeds. Where might the seeds be? Oh, toodles. Sometimes they're on like the shelves and stuff. Okay. How many seeds do I have? Oh, I have 4. Normally we only have 3. So I have pink, green, yellow, and blue. Okay. Oh. It's the book club. It's the book club. We get to read another Dirk Warhard novel. Okay. Last time we got a history of the author. Everybody listen up. It's story time. Hi! Howdy, book lovers. It's Book by Mail Club again. Wowee, that analysis of Dirk Warhard franchise was a real bummer, wasn't it? I didn't know all of that, and frankly, I didn't need to. I'll tell you what. Let's ignore all of that dreary nonsense and just enjoy a good old-fashioned Dirk Warhard novel. This one is called Bullets Forever. I can't wait to find out who Dirk Warhard kills this time. Here's in literature, Book by Mail Club. All right, let's read it. By D.B. Steele, Bullets Forever, a Dirk Warhard novel. It had happened. The unthinkable had happened. Dirk Warhard was dead. How had such a tragedy come to pass? It all began exactly 2 weeks prior. Dirk Warhard had just successfully concluded a top-secret mission to eliminate world's #1 terrorist, Richard McElevator. Technically, every mission Dirk Warhard engaged in was top secret, yet Dirk Warhard was also the single most popular and beloved individual on Earth, with all of his exploits cataloged extensively in a quarterly review magazine. The quarterly review magazines, Warhard Weekly, also included supplementary materials such as fashion model foldouts of Dirk Warhard and reader quizzes like, "Where would Dirk Warhard punch you to kill you instantly?" Readers of the latest Warhard Weekly would learn of how Dirk Warhard had defeated the world's #1 terrorist, Richard McElevator, in a thrilling high-speed boat fight. The fight didn't actually take place on a boat. More so, it featured Dirk Warhard literally lifting a boat out of the water and smashing Richard McElevator to death with it. Dirk Warhard had never killed a criminal with a boat before, and the sheer thrill of it blew his mind. In fact, days later, he was still riding a breathtaking high. Yet by the weekend, his adrenaline had cooled off, and the reality began to sink in that it was an experience he'd never again get to relive. After all, Richard McElevator had been the world's #1 terrorist. The next best thing Dirk Warhard could accomplish at this point would be to crush the world's #2 terrorist with a boat. And that just didn't light any sort of fire in his soul. For days, he languished in a cruel depression, tortured by the joys of a life he'll never get to relive. And at last, after 2 full weeks of despair, Dirk Warhard arrived at an ingenious realization. If he were to die, then he would be able to travel to the afterlife, where he could once again defeat world's #1 terrorist Richard McElevator in high-speed afterlife boat battle. That's the spirit. Thus, Dirk Warhard set out on a high-stakes, life-threatening mission to die. The effort proved more difficult than expected. He had spent decades training his skin to resist bullets and building up spiritual karma to resist magic of voodoo effigies. He drank poison every morning, guzzled poison as he was going to bed, popped poison pills periodically during missions. A doctor once said that his body was more poison than water, and that made Dirk Warhard so happy he shot the doctor right in the kidneys. In the end, he decided to think himself to death. Dirk Warhard made it a point of pride to never think too hard about anything, and so it was perhaps the only way in which he was truly vulnerable. He began attempting to spell long and complicated words, yet discovered that he was a natural genius at spelling. Then he decided to invent entirely new, much more complex words to spell, and found that he was a master at that too. Finally, he decided to invent spell the single longest word imaginable, and that's what finally got him. The word was so long that it took him 2 weeks to spell it, after which time his brain gave out and died due to sheer hatred of letters. The last thing he yelled before blackness consumed him was, "Hell had better rule." Wow. When Dirk Warhard came to, he was lying in an old wooden ferry, floating down a gray river, surrounded on all sides by heavy brown mist. The stench of death hung in the air. Standing next to Dirk Warhard in the ferry was an ancient-looking old boatman. A frail and bony figure, covered from head to toe in tattered black cloth. The boatman propelled the ferry forward with a spindly wooden oar and groaned as he rowed. Like that. After some time, the boatman looked down at Dirk Warhard. Oh snap, are you Dirk Warhard? Man, even the ferryman knows Dirk Warhard, you know what I mean? That's crazy. A legend. The boatman began to tremble with excitement. Oh my god, I am such a big fan. You are a freaking legend around here, A lot of people I ferry were killed by you. And indeed, as Dirk Warhard looked around the underworld, he could see it was packed with perished souls, many of whom he had killed either intentionally, unintentionally, or both. He recognized many of the evildoers he'd put away, villains whom Dirk Warhard felt a moral responsibility to eliminate because they had wished harm on the everyday common man. But he had killed a lot of the everyday common man too. Janitors, doctors, improv comedians. Dirk Warhard pursued his passion for violence with eyes unclouded by discrimination or class distinction. In this sense, he was the most moral human to ever live. He recognized the souls of many political envoys, hello cat, and ambassadors whom he murdered. Peaceful people whom he specifically... You want to come here? No? Okay. Whom he'd specifically been assigned to protect. A small voice in the back of his head wondered why he kept getting assigned to protect peaceful political envoys, but he easily crushed the doubts with his unstoppable mind. Another victory for freedom of thought. Dirk Warhard took some photos with the boatman, signed his copy of Warhard Weekly, and then the two of them proceeded down the river. As they went, still more recognizable faces of many he'd eliminated passed by. Many of the handlers who'd been assigned to him on missions, lovers of all shapes and sizes, cashiers who'd accidentally given him too much change back, driving instructors administering his driver's license exams. Dirk Warhard had tried to get his driver's license many times over the years, but his driving was so precise and so extreme that every driving instructor who had ever ridden in a car with him had spontaneously exploded from the thrill of it. His lack of proper driver's license continued to be a point of friction between him and his agency. And at last, they passed by the face Dirk Warhard had been searching for all along, Richard McElevator, the world's #1 terrorist. Look at him, standing over there, so smug and secure, thinking he's safe just because he's dead. Dirk Warhard boiled over with rage. He leapt from the ferry. Then in midair, he grabbed the ferry out of the water and smashed it down upon Richard McElevator's head. The ferry splintered into 1,000 pieces. Richard McElevator, the world's #1 terrorist, was eradicated completely from all planes of existence. The boatman who'd been thrown from the ferry when this happened began hooting and hollering and pumping his fist. Yes, bro. Yes, just like that. That's how we do it in this house. And for his part, Dirk Warhard felt the same rush of pure bliss as he had felt during the previous boat kill. Same joy, filling his soul completely from within, and he knew that the adventure had been worth it until a figure of pure light emerged from the heavy mist. This being was impossible to describe. It felt to Dirk Warhard like a figure from a dream he'd forgotten from long ago. The being was impossible to directly perceive. When Dirk Warhard tried to look at it, he only felt a sense of balance and equanimity? I don't know that word. From the center of this being flowed the essence of all things, of light and dark, the beginning of time and the end of creation. This being both existed and it did not exist. When it spoke without speaking. Dirk Warhard, said the being of light, you have come to the land of the perished, and you have destroyed a soul. You have eradicated life, not just from the immortal plane, but from all existence. The being floated in all directions simultaneously, illuminating the landscape. All things are bound by eternity. Even in this place, life is merely exchanged in a continual transfer of energy. It is perpetual. Let's start over. It is this perpetual movement of life, its ebb and flow, which gives rise to consciousness. Your own consciousness depends on this life energy. To destroy it is to threaten existence itself. Now the being of light coalesced into a single form and stood before Dirk Warhard. Come, Dirk Warhard, I extend to you my friendship and my knowledge. Your power is so immense. I ask you to employ it in the pursuit of true compassion towards others. For there is no power so great as which stems from a place of genuine love. I wish this for you. Let us walk together, and I will show you the balanced nature of eternity. I will grant you insight into the compassion which binds our... But the being of light was cut short, because Dirk Warhard had punched it directly in the groin. This was a shock to the being, because it didn't even know it had a groin. How is this possible, it said. I am infinite. I have no body parts. I am not... Dirk Warhard punched it again, square in the nuts. The being of light doubled over in the most extreme pain it had ever felt. How? This isn't possible. Now Dirk Warhard throat-chopped the being of light. It gasped and sputtered for air. I don't breathe. How? Dirk Warhard clambered up onto the being's shoulders, put an arm around its neck in a headlock, and slowly twisted. Send me back to the world of the living, he screamed. Send me back or I twist until you snap like a twig. He applied even more pressure. Please, no, gasped the being of light. Please, I'll do anything. Just let me go. The being of light pulsed with a golden glow, and Dirk Warhard felt his body begin to rise. He let go and ascended upward, out of the heavy brown mist, back toward the land of the living. The last things he heard were the being of light breathing in huge heaving gasps, and the bony ferryman yelling, "Are you freaking kidding me, bro? Yes, yes!" When Dirk Warhard returned to his body, he discovered that the adventure had given him a new perspective on life. Going against the general distaste for thinking, he reflected on the fragility of human life of human existence, and how easily a life is taken. He felt a weight in his chest when he thought about all of those perished souls who'd never breathe fresh air, who'd never walk in grass, nor spend cherished time with the ones they loved. And so, with this new outlook on mortality, Dirk Warhard decided that he would live forever. After all, he'd already been to the afterlife once, and to be honest, it kind of sucked. So he'd rather not go back again. This was a huge relief to decide because it had solved a lot of problems, and he felt the weight in his chest lift completely. With another successful mission behind him, he sat down to begin describing his new perspective on life and mortality for his column in Warhard Weekly. He was also the editor-in-chief of Warhard Weekly, so he'd have to be up all night editing and revising his own writing, not to mention inventing a whole new host of complex words, but that was just the way he liked it. He grinned. God damn, it's good to be alive. It was just another typical day for Dirk Warhard. A masterpiece. An absolute masterpiece. You know what? I think the Dirk Warhard novels are probably the best novels ever written. And if you don't agree, that's crazy. If you don't agree with that, that's crazy. It's my new favorite book. Alright, I have to make tea. Get out of my face. I'm gonna make tea, get out of my face. What did this stinkfoot even want? Something gross. Great. Thank you. Alright, let's plant. I think coffee is gross. You want some coffee? I also remember earlier being like, the garden's just right there. There it is. No, I can't find it. Okay. Okay, I think first we start with planting seeds so that we get more seeds. So let's do that. Not where I meant to put it, but that's fine. Is it? It's not fine. It's not fine. That's okay. There we go. I fixed it, don't worry. I'll have to go get my watering can in a minute. Okay, green seeds. We're just planting all of them. Who cares? Not I. Not Dirk Warhard. Wow, look at that. That's crazy. I'm really doing something here, huh? Look at me. I didn't even know you could do that. Let's go. Let's go, dog. I hated that. I'll go home. Sorry. I'm sorry. Look what I've done. That's crazy, dude. Alright, watering can. Let's go ahead and grab the broom too. Oh, dang it. Stash. There we go. There we go. Hey, Boro. I'm just out here changing lives, making the world better. Trying to become my best Dirk Warhard. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Water. Water. heckin'. Water. I did. I did not know that you could do this. No. Oh, heck. Oh, fill it up. Fill it up. Fill it up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna need so much water. I've planted many things. I did not really think this through. I just kept planting. You know what I mean? You ever just keep planting? Like, even when it's probably not the best idea? It'd be that way, though, huh? Okay, is everybody over here watered? Yes. Okay, watered. Don't have water, need more water. Got it? Fill it up, Alta. Come on, girl. Ow. It's raining. Does that mean I don't have to water anything? Probably not, huh? Probably not, huh? Oh, more water. Who's surprised? Lift handle faucet. W plumber. Look at you knowing stuff. Look at you knowing stuff. Okay. No, I don't want to plant it. I just want to grab it. Yup. Okay. We're gonna have so many seeds. Oh my gosh. How many seeds are we gonna have? Unlimited. Unlimited. Dude, you don't have to do that. Why are you doing that? You're gonna fall. the cat is trying to climb my thingamabob here. Good luck. He really shouldn't do that. Don't do that. Oh my god, don't do that. Goodness gracious. What a cat behavior. What cat-like behavior. Yeah, there you go. That's where you belong. On the cat tree. On the cat tree. Okay. Okay. I don't think that well, hang on. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. I think that I'm just going to clip all these down instead of replanting them. You know what I mean? These still I already have I probably shouldn't waste it just in case, because I'm gonna regret it a whole bunch later if I need like one more of these seeds, and if only I hadn't clipped down the plants, you know? That would be tragic. I'd be so upset. Okay, those are watered. Don't have any more water. Typical. Typical. Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you guys, I think last time I was playing this game, I was like biting my lip really hard. Just like paying attention. And I bruised my lip. Who does that? What does that mean? How do you do that? I don't know. But I was doing this, I was sitting here like this for so long that I had a bruise right here. What? I was also, listen, let me tell you about the crazy stuff that randomly happens to me, because I don't know. I need funny stories to tell, I guess. I was at my sweet little baby nephew's ball game last night. Just out there being a good aunt, you know what I mean? Just being a good aunt. And, I dropped my cup. This one, specifically. This one right here. And gravel got in the straw, and I did not know that. And then I drank it, and I drank rocks. So, you know? I don't know. I don't know. Why does that happen to me? Who knows? Pluffins stealing my seeds? Not surprised. Look at it there. Look at what it just did. It just stole my seed. Fluffin. Come here. I worked very hard to obtain that seed. Thank you. Okay, I've done it. All of those seeds. I have all of them. Let me go get the clippers. And we'll cut all these down and plant this, yeah. Okay. Got it? Okay. Got that. Beautiful. I didn't mean to drop those. I meant to stash them, but whatever. Alright. What do we got here? Sky whistle. So pink in the middle and then green on the outside. Right? Is that correct? Sky whistle tree, yeah, that's what it looks like. Okay, so then the next one would be green in the middle, pink on the outside. What did I say? Yeah, green in the middle, pink outside. Okay. You like how I immediately forgot what I said? I have a wonderful memory. Just so you know. Just so you know. Okay. I don't know if either one of those things are what she wants, but you like the white tree? Yeah, me too. Sweet and sugary with a taste that lingers on your tongue for days. Makes you more likely to miscommunicate an important piece of information. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so what would be gross, though? I don't know, but I need a whistleberry tea because I haven't drank it. I genuinely don't know, and I don't think I have the brain power to try and understand it today. So I might for like the first time. Well, I think I tried to look up the answer for coffee in the book of answers, but it told me I just couldn't make it yet. So I don't think that counts. But I might look this one up in the book of answers, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, unless you guys have ideas. I mean, for all I know, it could be freaking dirt. I don't know how to get dirt. Alright, let's see what lore we get from this drink.
When I was 15, this was after I'd run away from home and then come back, my mom pulled me aside, and she asked me why I seemed so scared. Why I was always insisting that bad things were going to happen, and that everyone needed to be more in control. Had someone hurt me? She asked. Was I in some sort of danger? I didn't know how to answer that. How to explain that, no, nobody had hurt me. I just knew. I knew something was going to happen. How to explain to her that I just had to be ready. So I didn't say anything. And then she looks at me, like she's about to communicate the most important information of her life. And she says, "Alta, do you need to count things?" What? I had no idea what she meant. She said, "You know, counting things for no reason, everywhere you go, and something bad will happen if you stop counting things." No, never. To this day, I've never felt anything like that, at all. But I don't know why. I told her yes. She nodded, very seriously. "Okay," she said. "There are ways of dealing with it. Don't ever let it show if you can help it.
Oh.
And please, don't tell your father. Don't tell your father."
What the heck? That's not very good advice. At least in my professional opinion. Okay, let's read through these one more time. I'll see if I can figure this out by myself. Okay. A palate cleansing fruit filled with mint. Consuming it reminds you of those who have wronged you. Okay? Tastes like the origins of the plant itself. Makes you nostalgic for something you never actually experienced. A taste that is impossible to quite place no matter how hard you think about it or what you compare it to. Known to infuriate some. Bright and tangy with hints of lavender, enhances one's awestruck amazement at the vastness of nature. Bredal beets. What a lovely name for that. I know I've said it before, but still. Bredal is a wild word. Savory, nutty, full-bodied, and can sometimes cause a burning sensation in the feet. Consuming it ages you by 1 minute. Tastes like the day you first met your best friend. Sticky, tart, and high in caffeine. An overwhelmingly potent taste, rich with cinnamon. Causes temporary amnesia if you drink it too fast. Sweet and sugary with a taste that lingers on your tongue for days. Makes you more likely to miscommunicate an important piece of information. Completely tasteless. Returns your thoughts to a time of innocence. Tastes of ginger and well-worn leather. Consumption tends to make one overly confident in their ability to do math. Noted for relieving physical pain. When eaten, tastes like citrus milk and whatever you most frequently ate for breakfast as a child. Tastes like your favorite flavor of ice cream. Eating it gives one the sensation of being in a higher social standing than they actually are. The fruit of regrets. Eating it makes a person more likely to confess their mistakes. Tastes like apricots. Apricots? I don't know. Chewing a sweet melium is said to increase your focus and concentration. Contains hints of vanilla. Rich and chocolatey, said to be the fruit of the underworld, compels you to use the word triangle in conversation. A savory treat often served at parties fills one's head with utterly fabricated names of popular songs. Duplicates, shrinks, changes color, trinkets instead of fruits. So none of the mushrooms are going to help us either. I didn't see anything that sounded gross in that, so I'm just going to go look at the book of answers, unless anybody has any ideas. Her requirement is something gross. And that's it. Last chance before I look. Do 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 do. Alright, I'm doing it. The Book of Answers. Put anything you want in this one. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so she's just gonna hate it. Anyway, cool. Well, let's just serve her what we got in here then. No need to make a new drink. Here I was trying to put some thought and effort, and they were just like, whatever, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want, it's fine, whatever. Where are you at, silly stinkfoot child? Here you go. Here you go, gross tea. What is it? Just a cup with liquid? That's what tea is. Flavored water. This sucks. Tea sucks. Just try it. Can I get a different one? I worked hard on making this one for you. Just drink it. Nah, I gotta go do stuff. Bye. You're disgusting. I don't like that kid. I still have no idea how you can set up so quickly. Come on down. Come on down. You know you want it, losers. I got goods. I got products. You've never seen so many goods and products. So get off your ass. Get a job. Then come buy stuff at Nana's. This is why we love Nana. What do you want? To watch you crash and burn. Yeah, well, get comfortable. This section of the market needs me, and I'm not going anywhere. But you know what? Keep an eye on me. Keeping an eye on me would be good. You might even build a little character if you're not careful. Take a look. Here's what you would be able to buy if you had any damn income to your name. Tea shop loser. I want a Boro statue. Ha, you should see the look on your face right now. Awe, intimidation, the recognition of greatness. Those are the kinds of products you can only dream of. And even in your dreams, they'd be knockoffs. How about if I trade you for one of them like before? Ah, sorry kid, that was the old me. I'll admit, I had a bit of a freewheeling side back then. But the new me is hard and calloused. No trades, no deals. I'll never be... Hold up a second. Those coffee beans? Who the dang heck started growing coffee beans out here? A mystical space being from another dimension? Sure. Look, it don't matter to me where they came from. All I know is I ain't had a cup of coffee in weeks. So here's what we'll do. You can bring me a coffee, and if it's acceptable, we'll discuss a trade. Acceptable being the key word there. What kind of coffee you want? Now, see here, I actually know a damn thing or two about coffee, so I hope you're writing this down. You're going to start by brewing 2 coffee beans in hot water, scalding hot. Pour that baby into a cup. Let it sit there for a second. Then make a second brew. This time the water should be warm. Bring it maybe halfway to boiling, then cut the heat. Drop a whaling fruit and a sweet medium into the warm water for taste. Then add one more coffee bean. Now you're going to pour that second mix on top of the coffee already in the cup. The taste is all in the layers. It's called nuance, and you kids have never heard of it. All right, that's my order. I've even dumbed down the recipe for you, so help me if you screw it up. I will give it a shot. Okay, let's do it. I don't know, here. Boro, Nana's got ridiculous demands. Hello. Miss Boro is having another one of his silly ideas. I'm feeling like the pots inside our shop are looking a little bit barren, so I thought to ask you if you'd care to fill them up with some plants. You did such a wonderful job before with the hanging pots. Wouldn't it also be lovely to fill the pots inside? Yeah. Any plant should do the trick. I'll let you decide which ones. You could just be filling the big sanctuary pots. No need to fill the smaller ones unless you want to. While you were doing that, how about I draw up a little picture for you? Boro is not much of an artist, it's true, but I enjoy drawing from time to time. Once you've filled up your shop with, our shop with lovely plants, come see me and I'll give you whatever I've managed to draw. Okay. Okay. Pour or brew hot water with 2 coffee beans poured into a cup. Okay, step 1. Got it. Coffee beans. Okay. You little menace. Okay, first layer done. I guess I can just keep it there. No, because I gotta empty the coffee out now. Second brew with warm water, she said about half. Whaling and sweet medium. What fruits do I currently have? Neither one of those. Okay, let's go ahead and do that then. Let's go ahead and do that. I'll get all these later. I'll take those inside to get the... I want to see what Boro drew us. That's a whistleberry. Don't need that. This is a sweet medium. Malium? I don't know. So what else do we need? A whaling? Okay. So that's yellow, pink. Okay. Yeller. Pink. make the second half then. Oh wait, I gotta pour this out. I gotta pour this out. Okay. Whatever. All right. She said, second brew, warm water. She said half. So I'm gonna smack it till it's half boiled. About there, right? Okay. We're gonna throw that in there. And then she wanted a whaling and a melium. Yep. And then we fill up the rest of the cup. Alright, I think I did it. Oh my gosh. Wait. Wait. Did a Pluffin drink it? Are you heckin' kidding me? I think they did. I didn't mean to put that in there. Give me that. Can you heckin' believe that this guy drank my coffee that I had saved? I had worked really hard on that. Get out of here. This Pluffin drank my hard work. Can you believe that? I gotta restart everything now. Gosh dang it. What a big old goober. Do it quick, or else freaking Pluffins will drink it. I gotta start everything all over again. Coffee bean. Do I have one? Of course I don't. Of course I don't. Why would I do that? Why would I have that? That doesn't make any heckin' sense. Maybe because this is a tea shop and not a coffee shop. Guys out here ordering tea or ordering coffee at a tea shop. Hello? What do you think this is? I pet my neck. It was good. I think we're gonna give Nana this tea, and then I'm gonna hop off stream, and we'll have to finish the game tomorrow. I was really hoping to finish it today, but I can't go on much longer. I have a... Maybe I can. Nah. No. I probably shouldn't. I probably shouldn't. I probably shouldn't. Check in the Discord, though, because I may go live later on in life today. I really want to finish this game. I might. I don't know. To be determined. I'm taking my mom and sister out for a Mother's Day supper. So we'll see. But I'll put it in the Discord if I'm going. Or if I'm gonna go live, I mean. Okay, warm water. So that was half. Is my cup still down there? Hope so. We're gonna do half. That's about half. Okay. Alright. I think I did it. Alright, Nana. Where are you at? There you are. No, I don't want you to talk. I want you to talk to Nana. There we go. Here's your coffee. She's so grumpy. She reminds me of, like, Legend of Zelda characters. You know what I mean? Specifically Breath of the Wild. Broke my cup. Well, hot dang, Missy. You made a cup of coffee. Is it the finest cup I've ever had? Not a chance, but it'll do. Ha, it'll do. Look at that. You got me all drippy and sentimental. Alright, fine. You upheld your end of things, so you get to take one item with you. I'm taking Boro. Obviously. There. Business settled. Now get out of my hair. Yes, chef. Yes, chef. Okay. Let's put Boro down.